हेलो, गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, खमा खनी। आप सबका ट्रैवलोस्थान के इंडिया देखो पार्ट के सेकंड सिक्स्थ एडिशन में स्वागत है। सबसे पहले मैं कुछ स्टार्ट करूं उससे पहले आप सभी को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। टुमारो वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग इंटरनेशनल योगा डे, that is 21st of June, and this was started by our honorable prime minister, uh, I think so, 6 years back. Please correct me if I am wrong. So, इसी ऑन द ओकेजन ऑफ वर्ल्ड इंटरनेशनल योगा डे, आज हम लोग आपको ले जाएंगे कुछ ऐसी जगह पे जहाँ पे आप अपने आप को अंदर से हील कर सकते हैं, या अपने आप से आप अंदर को तरोताज़ा या रिलैक्स या रिजुवनेट कर सकते हैं। कोविड-19 का सिचुएशन ऐसा है जिसने सबको अंदर से हिला के रख दिया है। हम सभी अपने आप को इस सिचुएशन से जल्द उभारना चाहते हैं। तो इसी कड़ी में हम आपके लिए लेके आए हैं द हीलिंग जर्नीज। द हीलिंग जर्नीज आपको ले जाएंगे, हम लोग कहीं ऐसी जगह पर ले जाएंगे जहाँ आपको अपने आप खुद महसूस करेंगे कि हाँ, हम लोग अपने आप को स्वस्थ, ताज़ा और तरोताज़ा महसूस करके आए हैं। कमिंग ऑन टू द पार्ट, आज हमारे साथ में दो गेस्ट स्पीकर्स हैं। सबसे पहले हमारे साथ में जो हैं वो है नीति मानेहार फ्रॉम मंत्रायणा स्टूडियोज। शी इज़ अ वेलनेस एंड योगा कोच, जो हमें इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ वेलनेस बताएंगे ड्यूरिंग दिस कोविड-19 टाइम्स। एंड देन वी हैव डॉक्टर अविता खवस. Dr. Avita Khawas is a guest faculty at Punjab University, and she'll take us to the wonderful places of India through the healing journeys. I welcome on board Neeti. Welcome, Neeti.
Thank you, Gunjan sir.
So it's a pleasure to be on board with you. So before we start, can you start with a prayer?
I would just request everyone to close their eyes and just feel this prayer. This is a small little healing prayer for all of you. Just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Om Bhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
What a start.
Thank you, Gunjan.
जब हम बात करते हैं हीलिंग जर्नीज की, तो आज हम बात कर रहे हैं, वी नॉट से वी आर गोइंग फॉर अ वेकेशन, वी आर गोइंग फॉर अ स्टेकेशन. तो बेसिकली स्टेकेशन क्या है? व्हेन वी आर ट्रैवलिंग फॉर शॉर्ट टाइम विद इन आवर कंट्री और विद इन आवर रीजन, दैट इज नोन एज स्टेकेशंस. वेकेशंस में हम लोग, वेकेशंस आर द लोकल वेकेशंस, बट स्टेकेशंस आर अ स्मॉलर वर्जन्स वेयर वी गो फॉर 1, 2 days, 3 days, kind of weekenders. But we'll not say it as a weekend getaways, but we'll term it as staycations. थोड़ा सा आपको सुनने में भी अच्छा लगेगा, and it is something which is a new term. Over to you, Neeti.
Thank you, Gunjan. Like when I talk about wellness and travel, I think we have been discussing a lot about this. And according to me, before I, just talk about anything right away with wellness, we all know that wellness is all related not only to your physical aspect, but it is also related to your mental aspect. And when you travel in itself is a meditation, like, because the people who do not travel, their minds will never get open. They cannot regenerate themselves. They don't they stop their learning being at a single place. And the more you move out, or the more you travel, the more intelligent you become, plus you get to learn lots and lots of things. I think it is the best thing to create memories. And if you create memories that are really really beautiful, because every place has something to say. And if you're a travel freak, you will understand that anything that you do to just relax or just for your well-being onto priority, whether it has got some medicinal thing attached to it. If it is attached, then also it's a wellness travel. And even if it is not attached, if just the nature, with the nature, or being with the happiness, then also I would say that you are into a very very healing space of yourself. So this is very very important to understand that the wellness, when it comes to wellness, it carries a lots and lots of streams. And a few streams that are there into the wellness is related to that you can go in for yoga, you can go in for ayurveda, you can go in for anything, any sort of a medicated or a non medicated travel opportunity that you get. Even just going out for any, if there is a flowing water. So if you go to a place where there is flowing water, it gives you immense amount of positivity. If you go in for anything which is spiritual, say you are going in for a spiritual tour to Vaishno Devi, half of your stress goes away. So that in itself also is a wellness tour. So talking about wellness tour, anything that you do to settle out your or mental wellness is something, according to me, is traveling. So can we have the next slide, Gunjan sir? Now, what is the need of staycations? I'll give you a very, very beautiful example for this. And anyone who's watching live can, just feel it in next 2 minutes. So just close your eyes and listen to my voice. You don't have to, you have already seen that we are going to talking about need of staycation. So just a little example will tell you that, why is it so important at this point of time to take this staycation. So just close your eyes. All you need to do is listen to my voice and just imagine, just visualize those things in your mind. So we'll start with that. You take 2 or 3 deep breaths in. Just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Just inhale and just exhale. Just inhale and just exhale. And once you do the inhale and exhale part, just visualize yourself into a cage जहाँ पे आपको बंद कर दिया गया है. एक ऐसे पिंजरे में अपने आप को महसूस करें जहाँ पे आपको बंद कर दिया गया है. Now आपको कितना कैसा बुरा लग रहा होगा. एंड आई थिंक अभी इस सिचुएशन को हैंडल करना या समझना बहुत ईजी है, क्योंकि हम सब इसी दौर से गुजर रहे हैं. नाउ इमेजिन योरसेल्फ एट अ प्लेस जहाँ पे बहुत सारे पहाड़ हैं, जहाँ पे पानी बह रहा है, और किसी भी आप इमेजिन करें उस जगह को जहाँ पे बहुत सारी हरियाली है. And imagine that you will start feeling that rejuvenation without even going to that place. So just imagine that what is going to happen if you are actually going to that place. The amount of rejuvenation you can get just by feeling it, just by closing your eyes. You start imagining that you are in Himalayas, or you are at a place where there are so many hills and it is green. Just imagine what is going to happen with you when you really visit that place. So this is the mental and physical effect it is going to give you. So according to me, this is the need of an hour, and this is the reason why you need these staycation. I think I'm very very clear on this with this example, that why do you need this. Can we have the next slide, sir? Now, impact of coronavirus, as I've already said, more than physically hitting us, corona has more mentally hit us very badly. जो हम लोगों के दिमाग पे असर पड़ा है, बिकॉज आई टेल यू अ वेरी सिंपल रीजन. हम लोगों में से बहुत कम ऐसे लोग हैं, स्पेशली जो व्यूअर्स हैं, जो घर के बाहर नहीं निकलते होंगे, इरिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एनी वर्क. यू हैव टू गो एंड डू योर मार्केट वर्क, or you have to go and just do your office work, for anything. So it is just about that. हम इस टाइम से घर में रह रहे हैं, तो एक हमारी इम्यूनिटी है, बिकॉज सूरज की एनर्जी प्लस द फ्रेश एयर, घर में रहने के बाद में जो हमारी इम्यूनिटी नीचे हुई है, बोथ मेंटल एंड फिजिकल इम्यूनिटी हैज गॉन डाउन. So has impacted the brain indirectly. We were in touch with so many gadgets. या तो TV was one medium, या Netflix or your mobile was the another medium, and it was all digital. I don't think so that there were any of people who were not into the digital. बच्चे थे, online पढ़ाई चल रही थी. So everything was digitalized, and once you see so much of digitalization, or when you are in front of screen for hour, what is going to happen to your brain? Chemical locha hona hi hona hai. So it was very simple that you were suffering from depression. People have started suffering from anxiety. They have more frustration, because when once you socialize, it is very very difficult for you to take out your frustration with socializing, because we are social animals. So simple thing is that coronavirus has actually impacted us mentally more than physically hitting us. And peace of mind is really really important. So if you need that peace of mind, think about it. Please go through the complete show, because you will actually get to know. I'm just talking about the effects of coronavirus, but and if you really want to regenerate, you want to relax, and you want to recover, because the amount of recovery that you're going to get once you move out. You might have done yoga, you might have done you might have done exercising at home, but most of the people, 90% of the people did not do it. They had a lethargic, they were almost into a state of no exercising. We were eating, and what we were eating we are not very sure, because the things were not available easily. डर था कि जो चीज हम बाहर से लाके आए वो सही है या नहीं है. So there was no rejuvenation, there was no relaxation, and there was no recovery of the things. So ultimately, once we are talking about all these things, I think it really really makes a very very big difference to these things. And so if you really want to regenerate yourself, relax, and recover from the pandemic that has gone, you really need to these staycations. So I think I'm done with this, sir.
Thank you, Nidhi, for such a lovely information and giving us the importance of staycations. Now I invite Dr. Avita Thomas on board to tell us more about the destinations. Welcome, Dr. Avita.
Yeah, namaskar, namaskar everyone. Very good evening. So yes, Neeti has given a very good insight about the present day situation which is going on, and the amount of time we spent on the digital media, which definitely causes depression, anxiety, and there are lots of chemical locha, which we indirectly didn't know that yes, it is affecting our body, and we may be at peace, we may be at a slower pace of life, but still we are not completely normalized. A human is a social animal, so this we need to keep in mind that we are a social animal, and no matter how many digital technologies we have, how much better equipments we equip ourselves with, but unless and until we don't feel connected with nature, or we don't unplug ourselves or heal ourselves mentally and socially, it would become a really big problem. So yes, Neeti has thrown a very good light on the importance of being close to nature, and away from all those technological devices which may cause the problem of depression like these days we are having. So in that scenario, we would like to emphasis on these staycations. Now, here I would like to throw light on the difference between a vacation and a staycations. So, we generally travel a lot. You may be traveling once a year, or sometimes twice a year, or maybe even more than that. Maybe it is within the region or outside the region, or you're just going to your hometown or visiting your nani or dadi's place. But still, there is a difference between the vacations you go and the kind of the term we call it as the staycations. So, considering the present COVID-19 situation, it is highly, highly recommended that you unplug yourself, you heal yourself mentally, socially, physically, emotionally from all the aspects, and you have to have a staycation. And what is a staycation? That you go for definitely a vacation, but you stay at a particular place for a longer period of time, and then you involve in lots of local activities which are happening up there. It can be some yoga, it can be some walk, it can be some you're enhancing your hobbies or any other such activity. So if you are taking up that activities, you're adding up with that your vacation, then it is called as staycations. And as compared to the vacations, the staycation has more calmer effect on your perspective of traveling. It may gives you more peace, it gives you more you can say that a sense of happiness, and it definitely regenerate yourself. So our theme for today is like staycations only, that what are the different places in India wherein we can go for staycation. So our theme is like unplug yourself, heal yourself, relax and rejuvenate yourself, and breathe and meditate. So can we go with the next slide? Yes. So the first slide which we have, or the first point which I would like to discuss over here is unplug. Now, as although I'm saying again and again, unplug, but still I'm connected to you via some plugging or digital media. There are lots of equipments around us. So yes, so when I talk about the unplug, we need to take a break and go beyond that. And probably if you notice your we all have in mobile, we have that mobiles and systems, we have that screen time. So probably if you check up your screen time before and after this lockdown period and this present scenario, you might have noticed that your screen time has definitely has increased. So now you need to unplug from that as well, because it is also a kind of obsession that you have this with the digital media. So the first important point you have to do is unplug. So now what all is included in this unplug? First of all, it is the change in atmosphere. You have to go to some different place, some nearby park, some other destination post lockdown, any other destination you would like to go. So you need to change your atmosphere. You need to change your social culture. You maybe move into some different state, you move out to some different country, you move out to some different region altogether, where are a difference of the language, where is difference of the food, where is difference of the environment you are there. So in Hindi there is also a kahavat ki hawa pani jab badalta hai to sab kuch ठीक हो जाता है. So this is what actually is meant for that. What we are doing in unplug means we are just changing a little hawa pani so that your mind can breathe more and you have a better relaxation. So the next point in this is the change of surrounding. This period has made us realize the importance of lots of things, but it is more or like that we are seeing the similar faces and we are in the similar kind of surroundings. Everything is the same. It is like a daily routine. Every day is a juggle to us to experience something new. You have to plan in advance what new I have to do. Otherwise, that screen and digitalization are always heavy on you and you can easily be diluted. So it is very important to change your surroundings, because you are already there in the similar surrounding for more than 3 months. So you need to change your surroundings. Now you may engage into some art, some kind of history, or some kind of other leisure activities which you are interested in, which you might thought that you may travel someday to explore the art and history, or any other particular hobby which you want to explore upon. This is the time to do that, or plan that once this period is over, I'm definitely going to travel to explore some piece of history, some piece of art, or some kind of, I'll explore some kind of hobbies. It can be a different kind of hobbies you can explore upon, and you can search for a destination, specifically staycation, where you can explore and enhance your art, culture, hobbies, and all those things, or any other special interest if you have on any particular thing. For example, if you like, if you're interested in some kind of pottery making, or some kind of cooking, or some kind of regional cooking you are interested in, and you you wanted to go to that particular destination only to learn about that, then definitely this is for you. So that is what all unplug means, and that all what it includes. So Gunjan, can we have next slide, please? Yes. So here, there are different ways to go for unplugging. For example, what I've discussed in the various points, that it can be exploring some art and culture, it can be change of a place, or it can be just roaming around, exploring the art, history, and everything. The first picture which you have, can we go back to the first picture? Yes, it's the first picture. It is one of the cities in Rajasthan, and people come here especially to see the art, culture, and local forts and havelis. So this is the first kind of, and most of the people come from the European countries, so it's not like that the Europe does not have that kind of art, culture, history, but yes, they want to change their surroundings. They want to learn about the different art, history, and they want to learn more about the culture and food habits of other other state or other country. So the first picture depicts that, yes, that change of a culture, change of a state, change of a country can lead to unpluggedness. The another picture is also showcasing the need and importance of art in our lives. So art is something not only being kept in the museums only, but it has a very broader aspect to understand it. And what better time to explore the kind of art you are interested in. You give yourself a time, you give yourself a stopover to think about the importance of art, and plan a destination which suits with your imagination of art and the practicality of the art that exists beyond the museum. So traveling to explore the art is also one of the forms. Now, this is one of the pictures of Alwar. It is a very small town and popularly known for its tiger sanctuary. And this particular circle is Hope Circus, and this is a picture of Diwali. It's all lit up, and and there are lots of stories moves around this particular city, its particular king, and it's a very small town. It is situated in the Rajasthan, and which we probably ignore. We go out and look for the destinations which are quite popular, which are full of tourists, and we sometimes we didn't take a skip into that. So here the point of adding this picture is to make you aware that you can select these small destinations as well, which are not very far, but which are there itself in India. You can see, you can stay over. There are beautiful palaces and forts over here. The next picture you see is of the Bala Killa. It is also, one of the unexplored forts in Rajasthan, as compared to Jodhpur, which where we have the Mehrangarh Fort or the Amer Fort, which is there in Jaipur or in the Bikaner. So, unlike that, we besides having the Tiger Sanctuary for which the Alwar is famous, we can have these Hope Circus. We have this small city. You can go around and see the beautiful palace. This is the Bala Killa, and you can see, there are lots of lakes around that, and there is Silicate Lake. There are the beautiful temples, and you can completely enjoy the beauty in the desert mountains in the city of Alwar. So that is what I mean to say, that yes, just change your surroundings, just look into these smaller destinations. You don't need to spend more, or you don't need to always go out of the country, but yes, selecting the destinations where you can stay more, learn more, have more peace of mind, then definitely it help you to unplug. Now, when we talk about exploring the interest, or you can say that the special interest, or the form of art, the architecture also comes into this line. And when we talk about the architecture, what better city come into your mind than Chandigarh? And Chandigarh has always been a stopover destination. Probably you all might have been to, Shimla, Manali, and you have stayed in Chandigarh for a day, or, for two, while going and coming. And it is only known for the stopover destination. But have you ever think, or have you ever thought why Chandigarh is called the first planned city of India, and what is there in the Chandigarh to see? What kind of architecture it's there? Because it's not a very traditional kind of architecture. The buildings which you are seeing over here is the High Court there, and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is designed by the French architects and a team of Indian architects. So it's not only beautiful to see a city designed by the French and Indian architects as per the Indian, needs and demands, and how majestically the city is running is, indeed a greater pleasure to see. So these are the two buildings which are world famous for its architecture. Here also there is a picture which is open hand, which is the emblem of Chandigarh, which means open to give and open to receive. I don't know how many of you have been there in Chandigarh and have seen this open hand, which is situated in Sector 1. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, a place to go there and enjoy your complete day, overlooking those buildings. The big piazza is there. The space is so huge. It's been designed in such a way that whenever you come next time to Shimla, Manali, always make sure to have a 2 or 3 days stays here in Chandigarh as well. So but why don't we add a little research into our staycations and select the destinations which are offbeat, popular, and yet unexplored, and which gives a lot to our history and knowledge, and which enhances our skills of understanding India more. So the pictures which you over here see are not from some London, Paris, or any other European city, or so it's very much there in the Chandigarh only. It's the Secretariat building, and it is one of the largest buildings in Chandigarh itself. And you must come here and go at the top of this building and see how beautiful the city is created, and why the city is called as the Green City. And you move around the lanes of the city. It's so fixed lanes. There are proper pedestrians. There are cycle tracks, and you will enjoy walking in the city. There are lots of greenery around. I don't know if you have experienced it or not, but the Chandigarh should be in your destination next time when you think of a staycation. And this is the picture of a museum which is there in the Sector 10. So there are lots of museums over here. It's not just in Sector 10. You have Sector 5 also. So there are lots of museums which may interest you, and these are not the very typical museum. These are highly advanced museum. They are museums for kids. They are museum for architecture lover, for history lovers. So there are lots of natural history museum, and Chandigarh has one of the most beautiful museums in India. So it should be also in your itinerary when you talk about the unplug, or when you talk about the change of the surrounding, change of I think change of the vacations also. The time says that yeah, we enough had of the European and the southeastern holidays. Now it's time to see India more, and why not explore the destinations. So I request everyone to do a little bit of research. You can take the help of the Travelers Than and Walk Around India, and enhance your history, and plan your staycations in such a way that you feel proud of India. So the next picture depicts of your hobbies. As I've already discussed, there can be a number of hobbies. Like cooking is one of my hobbies as well, and majority of people have the hobbies. But how many of you have tried going to a particular destinations, and rather than eating the local food, you have tried and experimented in the kitchen of the particular place? For example, how many of you been to Kolkata and you definitely had lots of Kolkata things? But how many of you have actually attended a cooking class or sessions? So that little things add to your staycations, that you don't have an itinerary to say that I have to go to this museum, I have to spend this much time, I have to go to this lake, I have to do this thing. Rather than, when we talk about the staycation, you select a small destination and you give yourself an ample of time to explore the little details of it. And this is one of the ways of it. So yes, adding cooking experiences to the destinations you travel, it definitely enhances your skills in cooking, the culture, the food which it comes from, the history it belongs to, the importance of the local ingredients. So many ingredients are there. So this is one of the hobbies which you can explore when you're traveling in your next staycations. The
I think
pictures.
so.
Hmm.
We had like a very good input on the unplugged session. So before we move on to the next team, let's move on to let's have a small video.
Yeah. Before planning abroad, पहले आप लोग इंडिया जरूर देखें.
Come to the land of yoga, rejuvenate your soul. Experience India. India, incredible India.
So this is the next theme of the for vacations. So I just asked Dr. Avita to continue on to it.
Yes. So, when we talk about, tomorrow is International Yoga Day, and the whole world is celebrating yoga, and there is so much of yoga around this. And definitely it's a very good thing to do. So, but here we will talk about the healing destinations, or the complete concept of wellness. So when we talk about the complete concept of wellness, India has always been into top of that list, because it not only has yoga, it has Ayurveda, it has naturopathy, it has homeopathy, it has Unani, it has Siddha. So, the concept of wellness is not only associated with yoga only, but all these six articles or six elements also are there in the India since very, very, very long time. So when you travel to these particular these small destinations of India, you automatically enhance your knowledge about the Ayurveda, the food elements, which is made up of 5 elements, what to include in your diet, what history it comes along, and there are lots of naturopathy things which every region adapts. Then you learn about the homeopathy, Unani, Siddha. So all those things compiled together to form the wellness concept in India. So if we talk about the next destination, the first we talk about that you just need to unplug yourself. So the next thing that we have to do is heal. So we will discuss some of the healing destinations of India. Gunjan, can we? Yes. So when we talk about the healing destinations, the previous slide, please. Yeah. So when we talk about, the healing destinations in India, that means you wanted to heal yourself. And when we use the term healing, it should be like close to nature, because, the trees, the mountains, they automatically, the sunrise, the sunset, the beaches, the desert, anything which is related to nature is always there to heal yourself. I'm sure that you love going for your morning walks or evening walks, or spending time in the parks around. So the only reason is that the more close you're to the nature and more happier you are. I think you all plan your vacations going to the mountains or beaches or desert or something like that. Most of you. So why we do that? Because psychologically we know that yes, in the hush hush life of ourselves, it's very important to heal our mind and body, and for that you have to be there with closeness of the nature. So the first healing destinations, when we talk about it, need to be very close with nature. The previous slide only. Yes. Now it can be any destination which brings you to the hot springs, or can be mud baths, or it can be a forest trekking, or it can be a river, it can be beach, it can be mountains. And I think the people from any age group, from the younger one to the elder one, they all love to go to all these places, which may be spiritually related, which may be adventure related, which may be a normal vacation or anything like that. So when we talk about the healing destination, definitely Ayurveda comes into our mind. And what a better destination than to heal yourself than the Kerala. So the first picture here is of the Kerala, which is popularly known as known for its Ayurvedic treatments and the other treatments as well. So yes, if you want to heal yourself, there's what better place than to go to Kerala, which is there for its Ayurvedic treatments, the backwaters. So, it has developed itself as a complete healing destination. So just look at the pictures and, you have an image in your mind, okay, that yes, I have to go there to completely relax myself. So the first picture is of Ayurveda treatment. The second picture depicts of, the beautiful, serene backwaters, nothing else, no commercial activities, no vehicles going, no big buildings, nothing else. Then the next picture is definitely of the food that we crave for whenever we go to any destination, and it's very we say Shuddha Sattvic food as well, the food which suits to your palate. So that is also there. So the destination itself has promoted to call people to heal themselves up. So this is of the food. The next picture is of the backwaters only. There is the more close you get with the nature, the more calmer it grows. And you talk about all the destinations in Kerala, whether it is Kochi, especially the Fort Kochi, where you go to Thekri, you go to Ellipi, you go to Munnar, or you go to Kumarkam, or any other destination, you feel yourself rejuvenated and relaxed, and you got like completely absorbed in that particular place. So this is also few of the pictures of the various Ayurveda treatments available in the various resorts and various staycations there. So people go there, they spend like 4, 5, 6, 7 days. There are lots of courses available which you go for. It can be a 15 days course, 20-day course, or even if you don't adopt for a course, just be close to a nature. So it should be in your itinerary, or you should plan it wisely. If you have not done it till now, you must visit Kerala for a healing experience. Yes, Gunjan, you want to add something?
What a wonderful elaboration of meditation, of like healing. Well, I must say that this is a continuous process. When we go for unplugging, then we go for healing, it then comes relax and rejuvenation. So as of now, we are stage second, still we are feeling कि अभी और कुछ बाकी है. So let's explore the relaxation and rejuvenation part, and let's explore the spirituality part and the leisure part of it.
Yeah.
Over to Pravita.
So yes, so we have unplugged ourselves, we have healed ourselves, and what next? Next, we just wanted to relax. And what's the definition of relax? Leisure. I don't want to do anything. I have more of a time. I want some natural mounting. I want to go to some natural place, or maybe some kind of spiritual activity I want to engage myself. So just relax. When I say relax, I just want to do nothing at all. So there is maybe I may not like to meditate, I may not like to do yoga, or I may like to do yoga, meditation, or some kind of spiritual activity. So it very much depends upon person to person. So we just wanted to relax. So that is what our idea of next staycation, that you search for a destination where you actually go for relaxation. And the definition of my relaxation may vary from your relaxation. So maybe if I got relaxed in some kind of backwaters in Kerala, maybe you got relaxed in some paragliding in Manali. So the definition of relaxation differs from person to person, which I personally feel as a tourism professional. But more or less, it is more confined with engaging ourselves with the hobbies we like, or doing something which makes us happy. It can be just traveling, or it can be just roaming on the streets, or learning the things which we like. Again, it's one of the pictures of one of our clients sent during their vacation in Rajasthan, and learning the cooking. So that they spent like 2-3 days in learning the cooking only. So that's their definition of relaxation. So this is this is the first picture. Yeah, this can be your another definition of relaxation. Why not go to a Goa and you just stay into some kind of villa with your friends and families, and you don't want to visit the beaches, but you just want to be there in Goa, enjoy the surroundings, just take some kind of vehicles or cycles, and just walk around the streets, and stay at the home, and you do your cooking, chatting, and everything. So these are the few, and this is the picture. That was the picture of Goa vacation. And next, maybe you may say that, ma'am, no, I like mountains. So but just take a trip to the mountains. What better than taking a toy train and going to Himachal or Uttarakhand or Kashmir for that particular instance? So the mountains itself are related with the relaxation. So whatever destination you have nearby, it can be your northeast as well, the beautiful Sikkim as well. So these all destinations remind ourselves of the relaxation. It's also the definition or the choice of relaxation. Again, as I say, it may vary. And another beautiful destination which connects with the spirituality is, besides having our Char Dham Yatras and other popular tourist destinations, we have this Amritsar. I think if you all have been to Amritsar, you have inner peace there just by sitting up there and doing nothing. Because there is nothing to do at the Golden Temple. What do? You just go up there, you spend your evening and, just looking at the Sarovar or praying or listening to the Gurbani or having the simple food at the langar and doing the seva. So, it is also a kind of relaxation because you are spiritually connected with something which is not known to anyone. So this is again your idea of relaxation, which you definitely have to select. Now look at this picture of the Golden Temple in the night. It is all lit up. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting in front of it and you're just looking at it and you're relaxed. So you have not gone to any fancy restaurant, you have not gone to anywhere else, but you have just sit up there and you got relaxed, and next day you come up and say that I'm happy. So that's how the relaxation works. So that's how relaxation works. You connect it to the spirituality, or you go to some kind of waterfalls. You sit up there, you enjoy some kind of water activities there. That also may relax you, soothe you, and so on. Now, another I point or idea of relaxation is visiting anything you like. It can be some kind of forts, it can of some palaces you're visiting, some kind of city you are walking around, some kind of architecture you're looking into, some kind of museum you are into. So it can be some place also which you wanted to explore and which gives you the relaxation. You don't want to go into the deep of the history, but you just want to roam around. That's also can be relaxation.
What a wonderful description of I think relaxation. And we cannot think anything beyond this. इतना कुछ आपने बोल दिया है अभी तक, so we cannot think of anything apart from thinking हम लोग फोर्ट पैलेस देखने जाए, वाटरफॉल के पास बैठे. So it is the thing that you have to, whatever destination you choose, you have to think according to as per your needs. आपको क्या पसंद है? You want waterfall, you want yes, you want the Himalayas. So here comes the next part of ours, which is known as the meditation or breathing. So if you want to go relaxation, अभी तक we have relaxed ourselves, we have unplugged ourselves, and we have healed us, relaxed ourselves. Now we want to breathe and meditate. हम लोग शांति चाहते हैं. So where you can meditate. In meditation, you need calmness, you need peace. You need to meditate where the positive energy is, which can be close to nature, which can be a temple, which can be even a desert also. So here are the pictures of, I'll present the first picture. So this is the picture of Rann of Kutch. So आप बोलेंगे कि Rann of Kutch में कोई कैसे meditate कर सकता है? But meditation is not a particular thing which we say that कि हाँ एक कमरे में बंद होकर हम लोग meditate करें. But meditation can be anything, anywhere where you see the positive energy, where you feel the positive energy. One can feel positive energy in the Rann of Kutch also, because it is calm and peace. There are shifting dunes of Rajasthan. You can see that वहां पे भी आपको शांति मिलेगी, क्योंकि देयर इज नोवेयर, नो मैन्स लैंड हियर। दूर दूर तो कोई गाड़ी नहीं है, दूर दूर तो कोई मोटरसाइकिल नहीं है, दूर दूर तक कोई किसी आवाज नहीं, ह्यूमन इंटरफेरेंस नहीं है। You can sit idly in a resort, or you can sit idly on the dunes and meditate yourself. Just you want to relax your brain. That's what is meditation is. And what best can be the meditation in a cave? Cave meditation हमारे ऋषि मुनि आज से कितने हजारों साल पहले करते आए हैं. Why not practice meditation in a cave? This is the picture of the one of the cave where our honorable Prime Minister, when he went to Kedarnath, he meditated there. So he thought he thought that there is a positive energy there. He found a positive energy there, and he started meditation there. So उसके बाद में, when we say about the Himalayas are also best source of meditation. I said that कि आपको सोर्स ढूंढना है. Himalayas sitting in front of the Kanchenjunga or sitting right in the front of the Himalayas, what better than that? You just have to sit, relax your mind, and just have to meditate. So this is a picture of a Vipassana, taken from a Vipassana Kendra, where you can see the Buddhist flags over here. These are the flags which you can idly find in the monasteries of Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh, the Himachal Pradesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and many more destinations which are Buddhist destinations. जब हम बात करते हैं मेडिटेशन की, why can we not meditate in a temple? टेम्पल में भी तो मेडिटेशन हो सकता है. जो जिसको साधना करनी होती, मेडिटेशन इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू साधना. अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए तो आप भगवान के सामने बैठ के, यू कैन सिट इन द आइडल प्लेस where you can just see the God, the idol of God in front of you and meditate. Here you are seeing a lady meditating in the pillars, in the column and the complex of a temple. So what a better idea of meditation can that be? So now coming to the parts of what we were discussing now. अभी तक हमने सिर्फ बात करी, we spoke about the themes. Now we will take you on an actual journey of staycation. So Dr. Avita, can you please take me forward?
Yes, so we have just discussed that yes, there is importance first of all the need of the staycation. So it's very important that you need to go for some kind of vacations, or probably the staycation, that you just don't select destinations and roam around, but you select the kind of stays where you can stay in probably. So I think the only childhood memories which we generally have is our visiting our nani ka ghar, which in travel terminology we call it as the VFR, so visiting friends and relatives. So I still remember that we used to go to Chittorgarh, and which is my nani's place, and sometimes we used to go to our nearby village also. There is a Mandalgarh, and I remember that we have trekked all the forts and the step wells deep into the small village, and we have gone into the all kinds of mountains, and just to see a small temple up there, or we have seen the Chittorgarh fort or the city, and the streets like anything, shopping, eating, going for some kind of picnics with our family, because that is the staycation for one long month, or you can say that maybe 15-20 days we are at that particular city only. We are not going anywhere else. We didn't have any planned itinerary. Whatever we have is the best of that particular city. So when we come out from that, year by year, or when we change to or go to some other relatives place, it is completely a staycation, and that rejuvenate us so well that we know about that particular city. We have our memories attached to that city. We know everything about that city, from its history, from its culture, from its food, from its shopping, from its souvenir. You name the thing, and I think you all probably are expert into it. So that is what the idea of staycation is. It connects you with the people, it connects you with the soul, it connects you with the environment. So definitely now the concept of the VFR is the diminishing because of the many reasons known to us, and the concept of the healing staycations are on. So you, in the next few slides, we will discuss that there are lots of healing destinations where you can go. You can spend some good amount of time up there. There is no fixed itinerary. You involve in lots of activities, which are fun activities as well, which are healing activities as well. So healing is not always associated with some kind of boring concept of some kind of medical treatment, but it has more of a holistic approach. So before making up your mind and giving it a particular term, just think of towards the positive side of it, the positive side of the word, which is healing. So the few destinations over here are, Gunjan, can we have the next slide? So the few destinations over here are, there is a few Samay Tharan Ayurveda village, which is there in the Kovalam. And if you are again, as we have already discussed, that Kerala itself has a known destination for Ayurveda, and there are lots of good destinations over here to explore in terms of Ayurvedic treatments and the staycation. So the first destination which is there in our list is Sumitharan Ayurveda village, which is there in the Kovalam, and Kovalam beach is one of the most beautiful beaches in India. The next one is the Ananda in the Himalayas, which is there in Rishikesh. And Rishikesh has again known for its yoga and yoga, various yoga learning lessons are going on. It's the yoga capital of India as well. So the next destination is Ananda in Himalayas. Or you can say you can go for the Kayakalp which is there in the Palampur, Himachal Pradesh. And now if you look at all these destinations are none of the popular tourist destinations which generally the tourists rush in. So if you talk about the village in Kovalam, it is very unexplored. If you talk about some kind of resorts in Rishikesh, it is very unexplored. Palampur again is also one of the unexplored beauty of Himachal Pradesh. So you can plan your next staycation over there. Then we have Swaswara, which is there in Karnataka. Again, Karnataka is a beautiful, beautiful state which you also need to explore. Then we have one more, Kalari Kavikalam, which is there in Palakkad, Kerala. It is also one of the very popular, staycations. And then we have Jatayu Earth Center, which is in Kovalam, and many more such places. So if you're planning, post-COVID thing, just do a little bit research more on these staycations, and why not going to any of these destinations?
So this is just a few names of the resort which are like most probably going in the market. We have the list is on and on, so we need a particular special sessions on the destinations itself, because each destination has its own history. Each resort has its own history. So if we talk about these resorts which they have their own history. Some are in the old palaces, some are in the old castles, or some are in the old places. So if we talk about one of the newest destinations, which is the Jatayu Earth Center, Jatayu Earth Center is surrounding around the epic of the Ramayana, in which Jatayu trying to save Sita from Ravana. So when his wings got chopped, it was this place in Kerala near Palakkad, near Kovalam, where the wing was there. So taking the theme of that, the whole park was created, and now this is the hub for Ayurveda. As we said that Kerala is a hub for Ayurveda, so this place is also a hub for Ayurveda, which is a newly named resort, and few which we can add into it. The names are going on and on. So before we end, we have one question there, which is saying that which destinations are safe from COVID standpoint.
Yes.
There's one question, which are the destinations which are safe from COVID?
Okay, so yes, before we recommend you which destinations are safe for COVID, I would request the viewers to give us a little time so that we can analyze the current situation, which is, the ever changing and the numbers are ever increasing. So before we recommend you to some destinations which you can plan further, I would request you to give us some time, at least this month's time, so that we can come up with a kind of a good recommendation for you on this the Facebook page or the Travelostan and Walk Around India's page, where you can think of traveling with the personal recommendations. So we don't only just randomly tell you the destinations, but we will make sure that your air travel is safe, your hotels or the states are taking care of you well, and the resorts or the local the region where you are planning to travel is also safe. So because the zones are also divided into red, green and orange, so we wanted you to travel from a green a zone to another green zone, which leads to be a completely safer way to travel. So I request the viewers to give us a little more time before we make us an overall recommendation.
Thank you for the suggestion. We have Neeti Manihar with us. Neeti, can you just? We loved your session about the impact of this COVID-19 and why should one take vacation. So, if you can you just summarize the session in the short what you want to tell our viewers?
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Sir,
Hello.
I could not hear you. I'm so sorry. Hello.
No issues. So I was just saying that we loved your session about the you said about the impact of the COVID-19, which has impacted the mental situation of a person. So before we end the session, what are your views or what are your suggestions to our listeners and the viewers?
I would just like to say one thing to them, that they really need to come out with this mindset, because unless if they really wish to recover themselves, if they really want to go back to the track, then it is very important for them to just go for the staycations, because unless they regenerate themselves, unless they bring themselves into a different zone, they will not be able to do better that they should actually be doing. So I think this will be all from my side.
Thank you for the views. And before we end, we'll take your suggestions from Dr. Avita also. So what are your suggestions for the viewers? That, as you said, that we need to do a little bit research on the destinations which are planning. But how about wellness destinations? How about the wellness destinations? Trips.
Yes, the only thing I would like to tell our viewers is adopt yoga, start doing yoga from tomorrow only, or as soon as possible. And the other thing only I would request all of you to, India Dekho first. So whatever destinations you're planning after 3 months or 4 months, just make sure that you are well traveled in India, because the destinations are safe, the surroundings are little safe. You know about the pros and cons of the people. You're more connected with the people. So please try to look into the destinations which are already there in India, which you have probably not seen, and take the recommendation from the experts that which places you would like to go. But the only suggestion I would like to have to give to everyone is that please see India first.
Definitely, India though, Bina India dekhe we cannot travel to the world. So India is actually the essence of incredible India.
Yeah, because there are lots of destinations which we have not discussed yet. So it is just like the 20-30% of the destinations which we have discussed. But believe me, there are still 70% of the destinations which are left. So, travel well across India. And yes, that is all I want to say.
Thank you for the suggestion and the input. So before we end our session, I'll say one thing. Let's go closer to the nature so that the natural healings begins automatically. And last but not the least, keep calm and take staycations. I think this is the current mantra or the new normal which we'll sing. So I like to thank Dr. Avita for the and Neeti Manihar for this the time and their valuable time, and it was a very good
Thank you
session.
so much.
Though we exited our time, but it was after a good session. We learned about the healing. Learned about the relaxation, and we learned about the lot of staycations which one can take within the India. So आप सभी से मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि सबसे पहले अपना देश देखो, उसके बाद हम विदेश देखो. So this is an important message for our viewers that we have launched staycation packages, which will be coming out soon. So if once we do the R&D of the situation, we get a letter or we get an okay approval from the government that these are the destinations which are open for the tourism, or one people can go from one green zone to green zone. So we have planned the destinations, we have made the packages, but we are just waiting for the situation to get normal. So once the situation gets normal, or we have a few lesser cases or least cases, then we'll shoot up on our Facebook page the staycations packages. Until then, स्वस्थ रहिए, सुरक्षित रहिए और देखिए अपना देश. We'll be not doing a session tomorrow, but we'll be doing a session next week on a Sunday, and we'll take you on a trekking to the UNESCO, again a very good UNESCO World Heritage Site in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Till then, सुरक्षित रहिए, सेफ रहिए और देखते रहिए अपना देश, इंडिया देखो. थैंक यू.